Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Lapp. I'm from L'Arche Winnipeg, and I'm going to introduce Diane briefly. As many of you know, Diane has been involved with Transcona community for many years. She was with the Transcona Biz and on the museum board just down the street, and just really involved. And a few years ago, about 5 or 6, I was sitting here in the summer bemoaning my fate that I was now the fundraiser for L'Arche Winnipeg, as well as being the executive director, because we didn't have a fundraiser. And she said, I'm kind of interested in that job. And so we interviewed her, and here she is 5 years later, our Director of Communications and Fund Development. And she's a great fundraiser and
thank you.
A fantastic speaker for L'Arche. And
okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I would like to touch on the topic of nonprofit organizations, fundraising, and of course I have to say the L'Arche story. So because this cafe is amazing. So we were just having a discussion this morning, and nonprofit organizations, there are an awful lot of nonprofit organizations, and they are formed for causes. Like we have churches that are nonprofits, we have Transcona Biz, which is a nonprofit, we have Museum, which is a nonprofit, and we have the health charities and all the other charities as well that are nonprofit. And we're all out there, and we're all looking to ensure the success of our organization. And just in the last, I would say, little while, there has been, I think, a turning of how people donate, why they donate, and those kinds of things. Jim actually went to a seminar at Winnipeg Foundation, and do you want to just say?
Well, I mean, the trend is that less people are giving, essentially. And certainly younger people aren't giving as much. They're not able to in many cases because they're trying to buy a house or whatever, and they just don't have the money to give. So.
Right. So we see the lay of the land changing considerably. And people that were donating in the past, like with planned giving, and every year they would give a certain amount of money, or would say, okay, I'm going to give to 2 or 3 charities per year, that is not happening anymore. People will choose one charity that they would like to donate to and do that as well. So there's a lot of competition. So I think we have to maybe look at the different ways that we can raise dollars. And I will talk about one of the charities that I worked for many years ago. It was the Canadian Diabetes Association. It's called Diabetes Canada now. And that organization was very fortunate because years and years ago, they signed a contract with Value Village, which is an American company out of the States. Tom Ellison owns that, and they were called Savers. And what we had to do was we had to ask people if they would like to donate articles, clothing, furniture, those kinds of things. And then that would be delivered to Value Village, and we would be paid for everything that and a bulk rate. So that was really, really good. That venture, when we first started out, how are people going to respond to that? But over the years, they responded really, really well. And because of that, Value Village and the cooperation, like working together with Canadian Diabetes, or Diabetes Canada, raised a lot of money. So that is probably one charity today that's doing really, really well. And when I left many, many moons ago, we would get about $500,000 net per year. So that's pretty good. So that's the kind of thing. So those are kind of innovative ideas or different things like that we can really do to raise dollars. And we're finding too that people, baby boomers like myself, we're getting old and dying. And we always like to give, but either we give just to one charity, or maybe we don't give at all. So there's other things that we do. But how can we raise money? We can raise money by special events, which we just had one on the weekend, the Walk with L'Arche. So we had quite a few people there, and we had 99 more new people that came to the walk that had never come before. So we're really excited about that. So you can do special events, you can do grants, you can do, some of people are doing GoFundMe, other types of fundraising, other people do whatever. But it's getting to be really a tight market. So I think we have to really look at why people give, who's going to give, and look at that thing and find out what's really happening. And I just want to say the difference between, we have nonprofits and we have charitable organizations, and in order to give people a tax receipt, you must have a CRA number, which is Canadian, the Canadian, yeah, but it's a Canadian part revenue agency that basically dictates. So you must have that number. If you don't have that number, you can't give a receipt. The other thing too is some people think that they can get receipts for sponsorships. If you get a sponsorship, you're usually getting something in kind, so you cannot issue a receipt for that. However, if you have a meal, if you go to Rotary and you buy a ticket for Rotary, then you get the meal, so that's deducted off of that, but you can get a certain amount after that for, for deductions. So I'm going to talk about L'Arche because that's dear to my heart, and I've been here almost 6 years, and I love what I do. I think that L'Arche is a great organization, and Jim and I are really proud of this cafe. We look around today, and we think, wow, where did it all start? So I'll tell you where it started. Way back when I was still with the Biz, I was approached by L'Arche because we had a connection with L'Arche. We used to do fundraising at the High Neighbor, and the Biz used to pick one charity, and I would go get prizes, and then we would do a silent auction. The money would come to L'Arche. So that's what we did at that point in time. So I was connected with L'Arche. Jim wasn't there at the time, but it was Dennis Butcher that was there. So anyways, I was connected with L'Arche, and when L'Arche had the idea of maybe starting this social enterprise, that I was approached to say, could I sit on the committee? Well, I said, sure, because with the Biz, as Alex knows, you get an idea of what the business sense is. And I'm thinking, ooh, wow, because really restaurants are a very tough business, and if you can survive 3 years, you're lucky, because there's so many things that depend on it. But we did our due diligence, and the committee grew to more members of the board and other people as well that could give us expertise. So it's not something that we entered into lightly. We decided, okay, we'll meet as a group, then realized that we needed a feasibility study, so we had that done. And from there, discussed it again, and then realized that we needed a business plan, which Jim is just, won't go there. So we had to do a business plan. And then we decided, well, maybe we should forge ahead. Well, the place we're in now, when I was with the Biz, actually used to be a place where motorcycles were sold and repaired. So this is how it had to change. But anyways, we looked around at different places. We wanted to stay in the area because we have some of our homes in the area here. So we decided to stay in the area and looked around for a place that we could call our own. So any questions?
No.
No? Okay, any questions? If you have any questions, you can just ask me as we go. No? Okay. A place to call our own. So the committee looked around at different places and decided that we would like to do this. And we also decided that it's going to take an awful lot of money. I wasn't the fundraiser at the time, but Terry and Laura Beth worked diligently to try to raise the money to start this venture. So we went ahead very bravely, and then there was the construction aspect of doing the leasehold improvements to have this place the way it is today. So you can, anytime. Okay, so anyways, we just went forward, and then things that we didn't realize kept coming and jumping out at us, which meant we needed more money. So again, I think through the will of God and tenaciousness and support of the community and businesses, we were able to forge ahead. And if you look over here, you'll see these plates. Now these plates here designate the people that helped us get here. And so we are very, very thrilled with that. We had a very generous donation from two individuals that actually came forward and asked if they could be part of our social enterprise. And so the cafe is called the L'Arche Tova Café, and Tova's name is in there, Tova Vicar, because Larry and Tova came forward, and we so appreciated that, because in a way, like, without the generous donations of everybody, I don't think we would be here today. So it was really a tough slug. So then we decided, okay, fine, everything was done. Now you open the doors. Well, wow. Jim and I, we've been working this for quite a while. And once everything sort of, all the excitement goes away, it's like, okay, we have a cafe. Where are the people? How do we get the people in here? So we tried a lot of things. We tried opening in the evening, and we tried a lot of different things. And we would get certain, staff, and they would try as well. We did marketing, and we did whatever. Then we decided not to open in the evening because our chef was sitting out on the table. We have an outdoor patio sitting there as well. So we thought, well, that's not too good. But anyways, we have gone through we're 6 years celebrating, 6 years in April. And the things that we went through, I have a list of some of the things not to do. So, first of all, you need operating capital, which you need to have extra money in the bank. The food must be great. The prices must be affordable. There should be a variety of food. You should have catering services to supplement what, if the people aren't in the cafe, then if you have catering, that can make up your dollar amount. And we sort of thought about a liquor license, but really being around 4 bars in Transcona, we really thought, no, we didn't want to go there. And so it takes money, great staff, good food, and a lot of prayers to survive in this restaurant business. And we have carried on, and we're really excited because we have something that we never thought was possible, and that is combining a social enterprise where people with developmental disabilities can come and receive training in the restaurant industry, which is part of our mission to make known the gifts of people with developmental disabilities. And so when you come in here, it's great. You used to see Albert. Albert's retired. You see Stacy and some of the other people that are here. When we first started, we were wondering how that was going to work out. It's worked out beautifully. It's a place where it's kind of like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. It's something that started slowly, and even to try to find some people that would like to work here with developmental disabilities was sometimes a struggle. But, we've struggled through that, and now I think we've sort of hit our groove. It's wonderful to see the public interacting with those with developmental disabilities. And this year, actually, the cafe won the Casera Award for contributions to the community. So we were very excited to receive that. And I really thank everybody on the way that has helped along the way who helped us get here. And we hope that we can celebrate 12 years here. But that's our story. If I left anything out, you can ask me. I'd be pleased to talk about it. But it has been a struggle, but it has been a triumph. It fulfills our mission. It gives people to know each other, to get to value the gifts of those with developmental disabilities. And the thing is, like Jim and I always say, if you're having a bad day, kind of cranky, you come here, you talk to someone with a developmental disability, they accept everybody. Everybody's accepted. Everybody is included. They might get a little bit cranky, but you know what? They don't carry those kinds of thoughts that we do. And it's so refreshing to just get that hug or to just talk to those individuals. So we're really happy that we're able to do this. The only other part of L'Arche, and we're part of a large federation, which you probably all know, is a restaurant in Kilkenny, Ireland. And this was where one of our staff, former staff, Jerry Wolfram, got the idea, brought it forward, and here we are. And Jim was actually able to visit Kilkenny last year. and in Ireland. So do you want to talk about that, or?
Well, it's been going for more than 10 years. It's very successful. But
Yeah.
they're only open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but somehow they make it work. And it's a much different market there as well. But they've been very successful. And I want to add something. What the mission of L'Arche is to make known the gifts to people with developmental disabilities. And I mean, what Diane was talking about is they accept people the way they are. And actually, last night I was talking to an assistant who'd been with us for 3 years and living in one of our homes, and he's heading off. But he said what L'Arche has meant for him is he feels accepted the way he is. And he's from Korea, and Korea's a very competitive culture, and he doesn't want to go back there because it's so competitive. But L'Arche has taught him, I'm okay the way I am. And I think when you come here and meet Stacy or Albert, whoever, you feel I'm okay the way I am. I'm accepted the way I am. And for people that don't with this, it's all about relationships. I just want to add one more thing. Ross, who's here on Saturdays, has given up bowling to come here as host. And he's an exceptional person. He's better than any politician working in a room. I think anyone's ever met him. But anyhow, we're going to do a video about him. We just got some funny, and L'Arche International has a series of videos called As I Am. We're going to do one about Ross being here and in his home. But so look forward to that. Hopefully by the fall we'll have it done. And I mean, people come to the cafe on Sunday. People told me this to see Ross. That's where they come. I mean, they have the food, sure, but Ross is the reason they come. So anyhow.
And it's really cute because when Jim and I and the cafe staff went to receive our award from Casera, there were a couple of little steps. So Ross went up because Ross was there to accept the award. So Ross got the award. So when he was going to go on the steps, he handed the award to me because it was breakable. And when he got down on those steps, he took that award back because that was his award. And then after, he wanted to keep it, but Jim talked with him and said, no, it belongs to the cafe. So that's it. So is any questions or anything? No? Okay.
I'd like to just add, if I can add, if we are all here today, it's because how we got started in having this every second Thursday of every month presentation like this is it started in a conversation, right? Jim and Diane, we were at a friend's birthday, 80th birthday, and then we said, how about getting an informal meet out here? And we are all here because we shared our database to blast out to people that, hey, let's meet here or at least once a month, have a speaker, and that worked. We started weekly, but then now we decided just once a month. Next June 2nd Thursday we'll have another speaker. So get the word out. And one thing I'll tell you, a lot of people who have come here for this Thursday meet from outside Transcona, they're pleasantly surprised that there's a fantastic cafe with delicious food here.
Well, thank you.
Right?
Thank you, Sid.
Transcona's got some really good stuff that is well-kept secret that should be promoted to the rest of the city, right?
It's the best kept secret, but we don't want the secret kept any longer. We want it out there. So, okay, thank you.